Hey everybody, it's Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini, and welcome to WIP Wednesday episode number 172. We were having some issues there getting my chat to pull up, but we're all good now. I think I can at least see the YouTube chat. So let's take a moment to make sure that y'all can see me and hear me. And I see that Cindy is logged in from South Dakota. Hopefully I start seeing other stuff pop up in my chat because I do not like these technical difficulties. It drives me nuts. Okay, if y'all can see me and hear me, just let me know in the chat box below and let me know where you're tuning in from. Hi Grace, tuning in from Long Island. Margie in the house from Wisconsin. Hi Marilyn from further south. From us here in Florida, she's in Melbourne. Hi Janelle, good. Thank you for letting me know that you can see me and hear me. And Deborah's in the house from Port St. Lucie, Florida. We got Mary from Virginia, Betty from Houston. Yay! All my friends are tuning in. So welcome, welcome everybody. Today's live show is going to be a little bit of kind of like a catch up and a mishmash of a few different things that I wanted to bring to your attention to let you know kind of what's going on and to kind of hint to what I'm going to be releasing in the coming days because we do have a new course that's coming up. I did go away this past weekend for a little bit of a getaway, and I'm going to show you all the socks that I was making because I used my circular sock knitting machine this weekend, and I was able to crank out a bunch of socks for everybody in the house, in the family. All right, so we're going to start with that, and I have a little list here because the stuff is kind of all over the place. So we're going to start off just by showing y'all the socks. I know we haven't done Fiber Fridays in a long time, and I kind of haven't been really doing stuff with yarn these days. I've been just so busy with everything else. But let's go ahead and give them the over-the-shoulder camera shot here, and I can share with you some of the socks. I'm wearing a pair right now. I had to do the bingo this morning, so I definitely put on a pair. Today with my sneakers, so I still have them on, but I will show you all some of the ones that I have here. So I made these for my son. It's like a heel tab sock so that it doesn't slide down, and then we do like a deep heel. So these turned out good. The striping here doesn't match because I don't really go through the mission of making sure that I start and stop at the same points, but this is the yarn that I used. We used to sell this, but we're all sold out from of this active yarn. It's like made in Italy, and it is a wool nylon blend, so really good for socks. Kind of has a little bit more of a rustic feel than some of the fancier yarns out there that we can get with like superwash merino wool and nylon. That is also a popular blend of yarn to use for socks, whether you're hand knitting or cranking on the machine. But usually when I'm practicing or I'm trying different things like the heel tab pattern, because all this is done, the entire sock is done on my circular sock knitting machine, which is that machine that you probably saw on the thumbnail image for today's live show. And if you're new here, you probably haven't seen it, but if you do a search, you can do a search for like Crafty Gemini, CSM or circular sock machine, and probably some of the reels or the videos and old Fiber Friday episodes where I've plugged it and talked about it. You'll probably see a little bit more there. All right. So this was the yarn that I used for that. And I always like to show it wound up on the cone like this because when you see the colors, you're not exactly sure until you kind of knit it up or make a swatch of it. But this is that color combo. It gives this kind of striped look. So those are the ones that I made for my son. Let me grab these other ones here. And let me know if I'm talking too loud because the microphone is a little bit higher up today. These were ones that I made for my husband. Look how cute they are. And the kids in my family here have all wide and thick feet, like high up and wide. So it's helpful, you know, to be able to make my own socks because I add Lycra to it, like another little string of Lycra that comes on a cone. It's really, really fine. Even though the wool itself is a mix of wool, or I should say the yarn itself is a mix of wool and Lycra, I go ahead and add a little bit more Lycra. And this was my first time actually adding Lycra to it. So they say like once you put them in the dryer for about 10 minutes, it kind of activates the Lycra and makes them a little bit springier. So I thought that would be good to try out on these, and they do fit him. So these turned out really cute. I really like this stripe. The dark color that you see there looks maybe like black, but it's a navy, and I think those turned out super cute. Gloria says, I need a pair of those socks here in New York City today. I bet. It was in the 50s here today, so I'm sure the rest of y'all are probably freezing. And then this is another yarn that I use to make my mismatch pair here. So this one goes with this, or is from this color combo, and then this one is made of this yarn. I make a bunch of these. This is like my go-to pattern of like the same amount of stitches here to where I hang the hem. So it's like a finished hem here, because these I'm not making on the rib or anything. And then I make the heel, and then I do the toe. And so all I do after I take it off the machine is to Kitchener stitch the toe closed, and then the whole sock is, you know, completed. But the entire thing, I do it on the circular sock machine. They are so comfy, Margie, you have no idea. They're so, so cozy. But there is quite a bit of a learning curve to this. So since this is like my go-to pattern, I have a bunch of these. So I don't have any others like to go with this to make it matching in my stash, but I have a few other of the cones. But I'll be making more, so I'll end up with, you know, several of the same, and then I'll just have them in my stash. And it helps because I wear a size 11 shoe, believe it or not. I used to be a 10. Then after I had my son, my feet went up to a 10 and a half. And after I had my daughter, they went up to an 11. I was like, what is going on? Oh, I guess it's good I didn't have any more kids. I would have been at like a 13 by now. All right. Thank you, Winless Originals. All right, so that was that. And then I'll show you these guys. These do have ribbing at the top. And this yarn, these two yarns, actually, these are for my daughter, and she chose the yarns. So as you can see, this is, I mean, I don't know if you can see it right here, but this is a different yarn than this kind of commercial sock yarn that comes on a big cone. These are kind of more specialty. These were dyed by an indie dyer, and this is a superwash merino wool and nylon blend. So the black and white, I don't quite have too much here, but I think maybe I can make some baby socks for my niece or something by hand. We'll see. But aren't they cute? Aren't they so cute? These with Birkenstocks I think would be super cute. I always love when I have contrasting heels and toes to show them, right? So if you had a regular pair of sneakers on, all you would see is this, really. So I do like to show the contrasting heels and toes. Or if somebody asks me about my socks and I have contrasting heels and toes, I'll literally slip my foot out the shoe like, you got to see the bright green that I have at the toes and the heels. Check this out, you know? So she really likes them, so I'm glad about that. Okay, so that's it for socks that I cranked out last weekend, plus the pair that I have. I think I made 6 pairs. I didn't pull them all out, but I think 6 pairs is what I was able to crank out this weekend. And it's so relaxing, a little bit fidgety, but still relaxing. Okay, enough with the socks. Next up is wallets. I said socks, wallets was next in the title. And wallets has to do with my Brooker wallet. This is the new pattern that I just revealed to Miss number 1. You can't get access to this video course yet. We will be releasing it for sale individually next month, but we need to get through the project and the course and the live Q&A that I do at the end of the month after each project. So we are on Mystery Mini Bag project number 2. So the first one was the Worthington pouches. I think I showed those maybe in a previous WIP Wednesday. And then the second project is this Brooker wallet. They're so cute. If you are in the Mystery Mini Bag Club and you haven't had a chance either to check your email or to log into your student account, this is the second project. A bunch of you I saw in my Facebook group have already made it. That's how quick, cute, and easy it is. It does include two PDFs. One with the text written out supplemental instructions. There are 9 step-by-step video lessons and 1 PDF that includes the template for the flap. Okay? The cool thing about this project is that it's scrap friendly. You don't even need a fat quarter. Like literally small pieces of the different fabrics. You can make them all out of the same fabric like I did here. Well, for the front pocket and the exterior, the lining is a different fabric, or you can make it out of scraps. And so for these ones, I went ahead and made it using 3 different fabrics. So one for what I call the main exterior, one for the main lining, and then another fabric for the front pocket. And if you recognize these fabrics, you know that we are selling still. I think we sold out of one, but I'll show you the fabrics anyways. We had these half-yard bundles and fat quarter bundles that I put on sale after I selected these fabrics and curated a fabric bundle using my Palette Scout color theory cards, right? So this is the Golden Orchard fabric combo. So for those of you that ordered it and you're thinking maybe what to make with it, if you aren't in the mini bag club, you can absolutely go ahead and make yourself a Brooker wallet. It just has 1 snap closure. That's it. There are no zippers. There's no hook and loop tape, nothing. 1 quick snap, just our cam snaps that y'all know we use a lot for little pouches and wallets. It has 1 pocket here that fits a passport. You can put receipts or cash, whatever you want back there. Then in the middle, I have some credit card slots, and they do fit more than 1 card. So like you can put an ID, a credit card, a bank card in one, and then, you know, gift cards or whatever in the other. So the pockets do accommodate multiple cards in each. And then the front pocket here, you can put some cash. Okay? So super handy. And I think like if you have friends that know you sew or people want wallets, sometimes we're like my Essentials wallet, for example. It's a lot, right? It has a lot of components, it has zippers, it has pockets, and so it can take a long time to make, especially if you're just trying to gift it to someone who you're not really trying to spend that amount of time and fabric and materials on. But this one here is so quick to make. Like I said, I just released the course on what, Tuesday? And Tuesday afternoon, there were multiple students already posting pictures of their finished Brooker wallets in my Facebook group. So that was great. Another thing is, aside from being a scrap buster, this one you can make using a variety of different interfacings. So one of the things that I do in my classes is not just about making the project. It's also kind of me giving you tips and tricks to help you understand a little bit more about how the materials that you use in your projects will affect the finished outcome of the project, so that you can then decide, I'm going to pull this, I'm going to use batting for that. I think fusible fleece would work well in this project. Maybe I'll use a Durafuse and things like that. So for this one, I made it out of or using 3 different types of interfacings, and I like to give my students the visual so that they can gauge which one of the 3 interfacings they'd like to make it with, or what you have in your stash, will it work, right? So that we can use what we have instead of having to constantly be buying more stuff and a different stabilizer or interfacing. So this one is going to be the flimsiest version. You see that? It can even fold in half. Obviously, it doesn't have much. It doesn't have anything in it but a card, I think, here. Yep. So with nothing in it, it's quite flimsy. And this one was just made with fabric, cotton woven fusible interfacing. I used Bosal Fashion Fuse. You could use Pellon Shape Flex, okay, something like that, like the basic interfacing we're all pretty much familiar with, to make this one. Now, keep in mind that if you make it that light, like that flimsy, once it has stuff in it, it is gonna kind of stiffen up a little bit, because now all the stuff you put inside of it is gonna give it some body. Okay, so if you're looking for something a little bit more lightweight, that is a good option, especially if you already have cotton fabric and cotton woven fusible interfacing on hand with 1 snap. That's literally all it takes. So for those of you that are in my mystery mini bag club, I hope that you will absolutely make some time to make this project. Take some time out to make it. Okay. Yep. Can you put the RFID interfacing inside to protect your credit cards? Absolutely. Hi, Eileen. So she's asking about the RFID fabric, and we have featured that where I've done like demos. I don't have it here, but I do have like an envelope of a chunk of RFID fabric that I got on Amazon. In some of my previous mini bag clubs, I have done demos to show students like where I would recommend that you put it in between the layers. And because this is such a simple little wallet, you can put the RFID everywhere. Okay, you can put a chunk of it inside of the front pocket square, because that gets folded. So that means that you'll get double the amount of layers, okay, that are going to be one layer will be in front of your credit card slots and another layer will be behind it. You could also add an additional layer and add it to the main exterior and the lining, and that way the majority of the body of this will also have RFID. So it's up to you to play with it. Just know that because this is such a slim project, you should not have any problem with the bulk, because we've put the RFID in bulkier projects than this and still didn't have an issue. Okay. Zena says you're always thinking ahead and pre-answering our questions, V. Oh, you're welcome. So I'm trying to do that, to kind of walk you through, and that way visually you can see. So this was just cotton woven fusible interfacing. This is the one that had light fusible batting, which I love, but you can see the plumpness in it. Even if I take everything out, I think you can still see there, it's empty, that it's still, and it's lofty, right? Like it has a little cushion, a little heft to it, but still lightweight, okay? It's not heavy, it just is a little bit more puffy. Here, what I did in this one is that I went ahead and used identical fabrics, the same exact fabrics from that Golden Orchard fabric bundle, but this was made with light fusible batting, and this one I used the Durafuse. So you can see that one is flatter, and I show this in the video course, of course, in the project overview. You see the difference there? Quite a big difference, but because it's such a simple construction, you can get away with a thicker, loftier interfacing or a lighter one. It's just going to depend on the feel and the look that you're going for, or what you have on hand. Just use that, So this is going to be crisp, flat, and that's that Durafuse. This is, I guess the generic name for the type of interfacing would be a crisp, non-woven fusible interfacing. I believe what comes close, and we did get the Durafuse back in stock. We sell it in 20-inch by 1-yard pieces. We did get our special custom cut back in stock as well, which is the big piece. It's 60 inches wide by 36. So you can find all of that at craftygemini.com if you did want to give the Durafuse a try, okay? And then this is the one that I filmed in the production of the video course. This one features the fabrics from the Midnight, what was it called, that bundle? Midnight Bloom, that's right. So that was the other batch. And I'll show you the fabrics here. So this is the batch of the Midnight Bloom fabrics. I think we're almost sold out if we're not already sold out of this, but the links are in the description box below. And I did put the link to this bundle in the email newsletter I sent out earlier today. But look how cute. I used this geometric print with this one for the front pocket and then this peach one for the inside lining. I love the way that looks with the cute little turquoise colored snap. So cute, so cute. Quick note, don't use directional prints. Thank me later. Okay. Annette says she didn't get project number 2. If you didn't get it, maybe you didn't get the email, check your spam. But even if you don't get the email, just log into your student account. It's already posted. Just scroll down past project number 1 where you see Worthington pouches. You'll see all the videos for the Worthington pouches. And then the next one will say the Brooker wallet, and everything is already posted to your student account. Okay? Oh, Valerie says, I'm having remorse for I didn't buy this class. So sad. So that's, I mean, it happens, right? Because it's mystery mini bag club. So if you're not a huge fan of mysteries or rolling the dice or, you know, not even really knowing what I'm going to do, I tried to give people kind of an idea, like they're going to be smaller, pouchy type projects. And we did go ahead and put out like a general supply list so that, you know, students who were considering signing up for the mini bag club could say, okay, I have most of these supplies, or I don't really need to buy anything. It might be worth it for me to check it out. But don't worry, because we will release this as an individual video course next week. It's just going to be, you know, at a higher price point than you would have gotten the whole bundle. But that's why I tell people, make sure that you're on my email newsletter list. That's where we send out all the first time info. That's where you get early bird sale prices. My email newsletter subscribers are going to always be the first ones to know about what's going on. And whenever I release a new course or a new online club, like these mini bag clubs, I send it out to newsletter subscribers first. Okay? So make sure that you're on that if you're not already, everybody. So again, I just wanted to share those fabric bundles. Oh, this one, I didn't show this one, but this, it's like an abstract floral print I use for the main exterior. Super cute. Shout out to my palette scout cards that helped me pick this collection. And I know that even if you're looking at it like this, it might be tricky to sort out like, well, how am I going to use these? And so that's kind of one of the reasons I like to make projects with them as well, so that I can show you them in use. Okay. So I use the abstract floral for there, the purple, the lighter purple of the dots for the front pocket, and then this kind of chartreusey color with a little bit of pinkish purple color to pull from here, and then I matched that kind of to the snap that I decided to use on the front. I think it turned out so cute. So, so cute. Okay. All right. Yes, so Lynette's saying she thinks she checked all day long yesterday. So remember that for this mystery mini bag club, it's 6 projects, and each one is posted to your student account if you're registered already. And you could register. We still have it open so people could sign up, but it's just at a higher price point. So if you want to get in now, obviously you'll have missed the first live Q&A, but you can still, you know, sign up and get access to this month's Q&A, like the live question and answer session for my Brooker wallet, as well as the remaining 4 more mystery project courses as they get revealed, right? All the way till August on the 15th of each month. And then you'll get access to those live Q&As if you sign up now. And I did put the link in the description box below. It's just, like I said, at a higher price point because you missed the early bird sale price. Okay? So those fabric bundles, whatever we have left in stock is listed on the site. And so you can check those out. I know that when I sent the email out today before the show, I think one of them sold out. I saw a couple people were getting in there and buying them up. So thank y'all for that. All right. Next up, the other day I posted about my favorite iron. And this has been my favorite iron for most sewing and quilting needs for a while now. I have my Amazon affiliate link for this. I posted the other day because somebody had emailed me and said, hey, I'm new to quilting. I'm looking at irons or something. And she was asking me which iron I recommended. So, of course, I logged into my Amazon affiliate dashboard and I went to get the affiliate link for this iron because it's the one I recommend to all y'all. Most of you already have it. Most of you already know. We use this in my retreats. And I have multiple. I think I have 2 or 3 of these. They're great. They get super hot, and I do have the 1800 watt version, okay? So I did go ahead and put the link in the description box below so you can check it out. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because when I went to send that lady my affiliate link for this, the price was almost double. It was like $75. And then I posted it on my page and I was like, oh no, the price has gone up. So those of you that got it ahead of time, you lucked out. Well, guess what? It's on sale again. It's like less than $45. And I'm telling you, before tariffs and whatever prices are going to be affecting all these things to go up, if you don't have a really good iron, you do a lot of work with quilting cottons and you want a nice hot iron, this is the one for the best bang for your buck. So I put my affiliate link in the description box below. I cannot guarantee that the price will stay the same. Just know that if you see it for like 45 bucks, you're going to want to grab it. He's here, huh? I see him to make the delivery. That's fine. No big deal. I'll keep doing my show. We just have a feed delivery for the cows. I see the guy pulled up with the trailer. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay, so that is that. So I just want to let y'all know that if you are in the market for an iron and you want to get a good one for less than 50 bucks, that's going to be the one I highly recommend. Then I wanted to talk about a couple of the rulers that we got back in stock. Y'all know all my Crafty Gemini rulers are made here in the US. And we went ahead and restocked 2 of them. These we sold out the last time I was talking about them on a WIP Wednesday episode. This is my Crafty Gemini 5" by 10" ruler. I know I hear from a bunch of you a lot that you have 2 of these rulers. I always use them for, especially when we're cutting little things and making smaller pouch projects. When you're cutting just smaller dimensions of things, these come in really, really handy. So we did put them back in stock. I have kept them on sale because I know everything else is going up. So y'all can get these, and we're the only ones that sell them. So you can only get them from us since they're my rulers and I don't wholesale them. So the only place you can get them is from craftygemini.com/shop. The link for that is in the video description box below as well, and in the caption if you're watching us on Facebook. The other one, thank you. Winless Original says your 5x10 is the best ruler. I had somebody else write me and say, it's the ruler I reach for every single time, and she has 2 of them. So I love to hear that. Margie says the same thing. She says, I love the 5x10 ruler. And then Winless Original says, I also really like the curvy. So the curvy is back in stock, and I'm glad we got it back in stock before I release my next Jali garment sewing course. So as a hint, the next class is going to be a garment class. And if you watch my WIP Wednesday episodes, you know that I have been talking about a couple of different patterns that we narrowed it down to. Well, we made our selection on which Jali pattern we're going to be working on next. I'm not going to tell you just yet. Just know it's obviously garments because it's Jali. But I wanted to let you know that this ruler is back in stock because if you haven't made clothes before, or you are planning to take my next garment sewing class, or you want to start making clothes, this is an absolute must-have, okay? On the back here, you can see there's a couple of different ways that you can use it. I have several videos that I've done on my Westchester Dolman top video course. If you have watched that free video lesson, video course with the multiple videos, you know that I like to use this. If you signed up for my Westchester Dolman top hack pack course, you know that we use this as well. I use this if I have to redraft the neckline. Like this is a Westchester Dolman top that I made years ago. This thing is still holding on. But you can use it to redraft your own neckline. If you have a pattern and the neckline is too low, I know that happens a lot, and you want to redraft it so that you can make it with a higher neckline, this is what I use to do that. If we are grading in between patterns, like in my Westchester Dolman top pattern, sometimes I will grade from a size large to an extra large at the hips. So jumping from one size to the next, I use my curvy ruler to redraft. And this is an exclusive Crafty Gemini branded ruler that we have. So the only place you can get this one here is from us as well. And again, they're made here in the US, okay? If you've taken any of my garment sewing classes, you trace off any patterns, you know that this is a must-have, okay? Oh, Claudia, she says the suspense is killing me. It's a good one, girl. It's a good one. But I got to finish making my samples so I can show y'all exactly what it is. But it features woven fabrics, and here's the big kicker that y'all always ask for. We try to do it, but we usually sell out quick, is the question of kits. We have a ton of kits, and that's kind of why it's taking me so long to get it ready for release, because we have a bunch of kits. And so I had to wait for all the different components. So you'll be happy to know that this go around for the next course is going to feature the fabric, the thread, the interfacing, because you need some interfacing, so it's just the right weight for what we need it for, as well as the notions that you need to make the garment. So aside from that, well, and the kit, we're going to sell it with patterns too, with the Jali hard copy patterns. So all you're going to need is like your sewing machine and a needle. So I think it's going to get a lot of you maybe stepping a little bit out of your comfort zone to try your hand at a woven garment. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And you don't need a serger. All right. So yeah. And so as I'm giving y'all all these hints, here's the second part to the hints. Make sure that you're checking your emails on Friday afternoon, this Friday, 2 days from today. Okay? Make sure that you're checking your email because like I said earlier, my newsletter subscribers are going to be the first ones that know what's going on, and you're going to get first dibs at the kits, okay? Those kits, they always sell out, and then people write us and say, hey, I signed up for the class. Do you have any kits? And by the time they're signing up, the kits are gone. So make sure that you're signed up for the email list so that you can be the first to know, okay? Oh, good. Yay! Lynette says, I'm so excited for a woven project. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for tuning in from tomorrow in Australia. Winless Original says she's looking forward to stepping out of her comfort zone. Awesome. Lisa, come on. I can't answer that. Let's see. Jackie says woven fabric means it's not one of the two I was interested in. Oh, no. No worries. One of those I was going to do, but Jolly didn't have enough of the hard copy pattern, so we got to wait for them to reprint. So we'll revisit one of those classes. And on Friday, I will let y'all know. So just, stay tuned to your email inbox so that you can be the first to know what's going on. And that way you can, consider everything, see if you want to sign up for it, see if not, and check out the kits and everything. As long as you're one of the first people to kind of, get an overview of everything and see, you're going to be able to make the best decision for you. Okay? All right. What else? Oh, real quick update on the Juki LB5020. This little guy that I talked about last week in depth, a bunch of you even learned some stuff about the machine and you already have it at home. We sold another 18 of these machines like this. So they're gone. We're waiting on more. So as long as we can continue to get them in the meantime without the new increase in price, I will continue to restock. As soon as I get a heads up that, hey, the price has gone up, we're going to reassess. Okay. So if you have not yet got it, and every time you go click, it says sold out, it's because they sell out super fast. So if you still want to be kept on the wait list to find out when we do restock the Juki LB5020 sewing machines, make sure that you go back to the description page for this machine. I did link it in the email inbox or the email newsletter I sent out, and re-add yourself to the wait list. Okay, every time we add new machines into the inventory, it'll email everybody that's on the wait list and then it resets them. It'll archive all those emails. So if you missed out that go around, you want to make sure to re-add your email list so that you're on the fresh new wait list to then get emailed as soon as we restock them yet again. So I'm glad that y'all are jumping. Oh, Lori says she got her machine yesterday. Hi, Jules, tuning in from the UK. Awesome. Yep. Brianna says Juki Junkies is sold out too. I'm telling you. I'm sure that when we sold out, people started looking for it other places because we are selling it for the same price as some of the other places I found, and we do offer free shipping in the lower 48 states. So, I mean, it's a great deal. Definitely add yourself to the wait list if you want to be kept in the loop for when we restock them. Okay? All right. So that was that. I did want to let y'all know that because I don't want people thinking they missed out on it and that they're going to be re-emailed when we restock. If you're not on the current wait list from the latest sellout, then you won't, the system won't email you automatically. Okay. Lisa says, I'll be waiting on Friday's email with bated breath. Good thing it's payday. That is too funny, but so true. Definitely. And that's what I mean. Once you get that email, click, 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 look and see, assess. And that way, as long as you're one of the first ones to check it out, you'll be able to make a good choice, whether you want to sign up without the kit or get the PDF pattern and buy a fabric kit, whatever the combination of stuff is, you'll be able to do that. Another thing, if you are getting the hard copy pattern from us, because we're going to sell the hard copy patterns with the kits as well. Let me see if I can reach over here and grab this. We had restocked, I'm not sure exactly how many are in stock right now, but we restocked this Bozel Create a pattern, which y'all know is my favorite pattern tracing paper for garment sewing, okay? It's pretty translucent, easy to see through, especially with all those colored lines of the multi-size patterns like Jolie patterns. And then the width is super wide, so you don't have to worry about having to piece together 20-inch wide little chunks of, medical examination paper or whatever little rolls of other types of interfacings or interfacing type paper, you know, tracing stuff, because there are some interfacings that you can get by the bolt that have a similar feel and are translucent enough for you to use as a tracing paper. But again, they come on bolts, the little 20 to 22 inch bolts, and so you don't get the width here. If you're making larger sizes, this comes in especially handy. This is why it's my favorite personally. If you're making pants or skirts or something that features a larger pattern template piece, I don't have to worry about taping up newsprint or anything like that. I have a good chunk of width here that I can use. And I think it's like 46 or 47 inches. I want to say 46 inches this way, and then by 5 yards in length on the roll, okay? Now, it is kind of pricey to ship because the boxes themselves are pricey too, and it's because of the shape and the size. So sometimes I get people that say, hey, I was going to buy it, but the shipping is too expensive. So just know that, you know, it's just an odd shaped thing that we have to ship in a long, narrow box. So it's a little bit awkward, but I think it's worth it. If you need pattern tracing paper, especially for garments, absolutely, absolutely worth it. And if you haven't seen how I store my patterns, I'm going to grab a bag right here real quick so that you all can see, because when we're doing Jali patterns especially, they come in a bunch of different sizes. So I put them in these plastic bags. I will name it what it is. I'll put the hard copy pattern in here. So this is like the Charlie, the bomber jacket. And then in this bag, I have sizes O, Z, and M. These are like the little kid sizes. And you can see all my pattern template pieces are in here. Because it's so fine, I can put so many sizes in one baggie. This is my Jali Laurent. This is size Y, size W, and then all the views. So in here are all those sizes cut out, traced and cut out from that same Bozo Creative pattern. And that is all the views, which includes a t-shirt, a crop version, a regular version, the short sleeve, the t-shirt version, the pullover version, the hoodie with the kangaroo pocket and the hood in 2 different sizes. So I have all those views in here. So you can imagine how many pieces there are in there. And although the bag is a little bit plump, they still fit in there super good. Here I have the Clara leggings, the Jali Clara. These are leggings. Look at all the sizes I have in here. The gusset, the leg piece, the high waistband, the lower waistband, all that is all in here in all these sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different sizes, and they're all in here. I'm just saying. It's compact. I can trace everything out, and they fold up super easily, and they don't hold like a hard crinkle. If you do need to smooth it out because it's been kind of jumbled up and stored, just hit it with a warm iron and it just whoop, goes back flat, okay? So that is the Bozo Create a Pattern rolls of tracing paper. And this with a sharp point on a number 2 pencil, and this are my go-to. This is how I trace all my Jali patterns. Those of you that have been in my classes know exactly how we do it, okay? So for any curved areas, I adjust this until I match up the exact curve that's on the pattern so that I can trace it. Straight edges, I use this straight edge. And then anything that's kind of like a slight curve, that there's, you know, some shoulder sloping or something like that, I will just adjust it till I match the line on the pattern itself with the edge of my curvy ruler, and then I trace. And it just makes it so that your lines aren't like super jagged. You know what I mean? Like they don't look like you're just sitting there sketching it to trace it. They look really nice and crisp, which makes for easier cutting on the line to take, you know, cut out the pattern template pieces, which then better ensures accurate cutting of the fabric when we lay the template piece on the fabric to cut it out. So it's just one of those things that I like to do, because the earlier you can start being accurate with the steps in the construction process, the better results you typically will end up in the end, unless your sewing is completely out of whack. All right. Let's see. Laura says she puts hers in page protectors and stored in binders. She writes on a note card the sizes to tape in the corner of the page so she can flip through quickly. Girl, genius. Love that. What a great idea. And Jackie sews a lot. And Jackie says each of her sizes gets a different Ziploc bag. All right. Let's see what else. Oh, Diane says send an email late on Friday as I'll be in Good Friday church services from 12 to 4. Yeah, so like I said, check your inboxes on Friday. I will likely be going live. That's why I'm telling you how to check your email, so that you'll have a link and access to wherever I will be talking about the next garment sewing class. Okay? All right, was that it? I think it is. I said the rulers are back in stock, both the curvy and the 5x10, so definitely check that out. And I think that was all that I had here to mention. So for those of you that, I know some of you, I got the emails from y'all somebody I think here said that they got an email like they were like new to my email list. Yeah. So what happened was we were revamping. We just were making some updates to like what you would call, what do you call that? Like our email. Yeah, like an email sequence that we do for new people when they first find Crafty Gemini and they join the email newsletter list. So we were making some updates to it, and when we refreshed it, it resent it out to my entire email list. So no worries. We know that you, if you got it and you've been a long time follower and you have been on the list for a long time, you can just ignore the emails. But for those of you that maybe haven't been in the loop for a while, it might be good, just read through them. We do link to some tutorials and some things, but just know that that's what happened, and they're basically kind of getting people familiar with who I am and what I do, what they can expect from me in emails and videos and things like that if they have no idea who I am and what I do and they just kind of fell upon my stuff, okay? Lynette says, I got the newbie email, but I felt special. Awesome. You are special, Miss Lynette. Thank you for your support. We definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Nancy says, V, if we order the Bozel with a kit, will the shipping be a better deal? So the kits are going to be packaged ready to go. So if you order a kit and then you add on the Bozel Create a pattern, they're going to have to ship separately because the narrow box that this fits in will not be able to accommodate the kit, the fabric kit. Okay. So yeah, you won't be like, this thing is just one of those awkward things. You just have to, it just ships how it ships. Sometimes, how many can you fit in there? Okay, so we can put 3 or 4 of those rolls in there. So I know several of y'all, I think Laura's working. She's probably not on here now, but Laura's somebody who orders usually 2, 3, or 4, and we can stuff that in the one box. So that's kind of like the better way, to get a better deal on the shipping of that, because the additional rolls fit in the same box that requires that, higher shipping. And by higher shipping, it's not that much. It's like $10 or something, So if you do want to get 2 or 3 rolls and we have them in stock, then, that's probably the better deal. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Susan said yesterday's email said something about a sew along for the Westchester Dome. And yeah, so that's part of that, the beginner, like the kind of introductory email sequence that we have for people that have just found me. So it features, like something for garment sewing, something for quilting, something for bag making, just to kind of show people the variety of stuff that I teach and the videos and courses that I offer. Okay. All right, but if you're still getting my emails, then that's good news. That means that you're still on my email list and you have not been dropped off or unsubscribed, okay? All right, good. Well, thank y'all so much. And I think that's going to be it for me. I have a lot of stuff to do, including some sewing. I don't know about y'all, but I feel so good when I match the thread perfectly to my fabric. And that's how I felt before this show, because I'm doing some sewing on the sample for the next garment class. And I was like, oh, the top stitching looks perfection. So I'm super excited to share that finished project with y'all later on. And when I do that, it's going to be good. So know that in the fabric kits that I'm putting together, I personally pulled out thread from the spool and put it on top of the fabric to make sure that it goes good. So if you're someone who struggles finding the right type of thread for the right color for the fabric you're using, you won't have to worry about that for our kits, okay? Because I already went ahead and did that. All right. Oh, great question. Jackie says, did Allie get her quilt done in time? So it turns out she don't have to finish it in time, because guess what? She was trying to finish the quilt. This is my daughter. My 13-year-old daughter is making a quilt for one of her teachers who was going on maternity leave. Well, the teacher ended up going on maternity leave early, but she's supposedly coming back like every Friday to pick up some work. So since I was out of town last weekend, I told her we'll work on it this week, and that way she can just have it for when the lady comes back on any of the Fridays. But we were trying to get it done before she actually left, and then it turns out she left earlier. So no rush right now, but all the blocks are done. She just has to piece the quilt top together, and then we're going to throw it on the long arm. So rest assured, I will be filming. So I will post more reels, videos, and pictures and stuff like that on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, so that y'all can, continue to see the process of that. Okay? All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for your great questions. And of course, thank you for your support. We will keep you in the loop in terms of, what's coming up, price changes of anything. Luckily, all the rulers that we sell here, we do manufacture them here in the US. So you can rest assured that those are good to go for now, at least. And I will see y'all in the next video. Okay, remember to check your email inbox this Friday if you want to be kept in the loop of the next garment sewing class so you don't miss out on those kits. Okay? So thanks again, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see y'all next time.